I'm getting there. So what I did today, when I first cranked her up, I had to use a choke, to get her cranked up. And I let her run on the choke for about 30 to 45 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer. And then I slowly pushed the choke in. And she was about to stall out, so I give her a little bit of throttle and then tighten down that screw to hold the throttle in place and let it just sit there and idle for a little bit. She stayed idling. Yesterday she would not stay idling. So it's something to do with the carburetor, sorry. I think the float was sticking at one point because I tapped it with a screwdriver and it seemed like it got a little bit better. I pulled the plugs out earlier and there was no fuel on the plugs. So, another thing I noticed, this is the original carburetor. Like I said, it's a different style than the other two that I got. But that right there holds the float bowl and the float pin or float needle valve in place. But that's cracked and it's stripped. So I couldn't use this one anymore. So I switched everything over to the carburetor that's in there right now. But I didn't mess with the idle screw at all. And I noticed the bike, sometimes it would run good and sometimes it wouldn't run good and just all kinds of weird shit. But this screw right here, where'd it go? That little idle screw right there was backed out quite a bit. So whenever I had it on choke, and then I would take it off a choke to let it idle normally, it wasn't getting any gas hardly. This thing was backed out so far. I was thinking they was all set about the same, but it was in there loose. So I tightened it down, and then now I've been farting around with I guess it's an air fuel mixture screw, or y'all let me know if that's air fuel or just air or fuel mixture. But I've got one of these easy turn needles in there, so you don't have to reach up under there with a screwdriver and try to get it out. I put one of these in so you can just reach under and grab hold of this part right here. It's a lot easier to try to fine tune it. But it's getting there, it's still popping a little bit. I did spray around the intake seals on both sides, and it didn't stall out or anything, so I think I'm good on that. I may go up one more jet on my main jet. Your main jet is for, I think, idle and takeoff. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then your secondary is more when you're cruising. Y'all let me know on the main and the secondary. I forget what it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that goes, this would be your main jet, and then the other one goes right there. You got the main, and then you got, I'm calling it a secondary, but I know that's not the name for it. Anyways, so I think I'm getting it. I was going to try to take it out for a ride, but I still notice it's kind of bogging down a little bit. Y'all heard whenever I was giving it throttle. Sometimes if I do it nice and easy, it'll kind of do all right, but I don't want to get that beast out there and then not have a hard time getting it back up in here if it won't go up on an incline by itself. Anyways, oh, also, what I do it? Shout out to Jerry Big Rig, and he's been giving me some suggestions to try. Hoka Hey Rider, and I think it's Mark Owen at his. I think he's got a channel called at Moen-79. But anybody else I missed, I'm sorry. I'll try to get you next go around. But I do appreciate everybody's help. Like always, peace out. I'm still going to keep messing with it and try to fine tune that carburetor.